Hey everyone, welcome back for another week of Phys Ed Online. So again, Mr. Carew, you always have Miss Annie as well. She's my partner in crime, so she's also on here. She just isn't in this video. So today we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to go over a PowerPoint as always. I'm going to show you guys some videos of me breaking down some movements, breaking down some exercises that we're going to do. Um, we're going to talk about a lot. We're going to go over a couple concepts, but you guys are going to understand it. You guys are going to get it. We're going to talk through it. It's going to be all for you guys. So don't you guys worry. So here we go. Share screen as always. Share. There we go. Boom. Let's go to view, present. All right. So the first one, as always, we got Salisbury University Physical Education. That's us, future PE teachers. Next thing, we have healthy mind, healthy body, healthy kids. Again, it's been the same every week. We're always striving for the same things. We're striving for healthy minds. We're striving for healthy bodies, and that's going to make us healthy kids. Healthy kids are going to turn into healthy adults, hopefully. So that's always our goal, is lifelong fitness. So that's that. What you will need, you'll need no equipment today. Everything today, maybe you're gonna need something to sit on if you think the ground's uncomfortable, something like that. But other than that, you guys are gonna be good on equipment. No ball or anything like that today. No, like a yoga mat. Maybe if you have a yoga mat, you might want that so you can stretch on something that's a little bit more comfy and not be on the ground. But other than that, no equipment needed. Class overview. Obviously can't do attendance as always, but we take into full account. We do watch everyone's Flipgrid videos. Even if we do not get back to all of them, we apologize for that, but we do watch all the Flipgrid videos. Sometimes like our comments will not come through, will not go through, but we do watch all your videos. We enjoy them. We enjoy seeing you guys do all the videos and do all the activities we ask you to do. Other than that, we really can't take attendance, but we know you guys are doing it because you guys are great kids. You guys have always been great kids. Next, we got our instant activity. That'll be the next. We'll explain that then. What we're going to learn today, a big thing we're going to learn today is we're going to learn about dynamic and static stretching. They're two different things that should be done at two different times so that they can achieve two different things as well. Sorry if you hear scratching. My dog has just scratched the door. Our activity focus is always the same thing, to have fun and make sure that we learn the skills that we're learning. It's not all about doing it for the longest or doing it the most times or anything like that. It's all about getting the correct technique, making sure we're using the cues, making sure we're doing everything correctly so that we can get the most out of it. At the end, we're going to do a review and closure like we always do. We'll review static stretching, we'll review dynamic stretching, and then we'll close it up, tell you guys what you're going to need for next class. So first thing, we got instant activity. Don't worry about the timer here. For some reason, it's counting down already. So I'm going to take you guys into a video. We have jogging on the spot, star jumps, arm circles, arm scissors, calf raises, ankle rolls, toe touches, and open and close gate. I'm actually going to show you guys arm scissors and open the gate right now because they are not in the video actually. So I'm going to show them right now. So if you were to do a arm scissors, we're here and we're stretching all the way out, bringing them all the way back. So we can go as far as we can back here so we can stretch ourselves out. Same thing on the other side. We want to go as far up as we can. Open and close the gate. We're going to open the gate with our leg so it comes all the way out. And then we're going to close the gate with our leg. Open the gate with our leg to the side, close the gate. I'll pull it down a little bit. We're here, shoulder width apart, up, out, down, in. Boom. Open the gate, pull it back in. Open the gate, pull it back in, down. All right. Those were those two stretches. Sorry they weren't in the video, but the rest of them will be in the video, so I'm going to go to that. Here we go. I'm going to pause this for a second, make it big screen. All right, so as the video starts, as always, I'll stop my screen. I'll stop my noise. I won't say anything. And you guys just watch the video, go along with it. Again, as we always say, if you guys just want to watch the video all the way through and then do the exercises, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you're watching the entire video so that you can make sure you do it right. If you're one of those people that's outside right now and you're doing it as you're watching this, take all the time you need, make sure we're right. If you need to pause, you can pause and get yourself right if you want to do the exercises as I'm doing them. So it's going to ask you on the slide to do it for about 20 seconds each thing. each exercise. I'm not going to do it for 20 seconds in this video. It was just simply to show you guys exactly how to do them the correct way. So you guys will have to pause the video and do the 20 seconds as it's asked you guys in the slide. So here we go. Hey there, everyone. Mr. Crew again, back for week number 5. So for this video, I just want to walk you guys through some warm-up stretches that we're going to be doing. So again, this is Mr. Crew. Miss Williams is always my partner, so you guys will know that. So for our first warm-up, we're going to do jog on the spot. So you guys know that, just a simple jog in place. Boom, jogging in place, jogging in place. Okay. For the second warm-up, we want to do star jumps. So we're down. We're kind of like a jumping jack, but we're going to do a star jump. So we're down, jump, like a star. Just like that. For the third one, we have arm circles. So we want to start off with our arms just like this. Back. That's how you do the back. Then we want to come forward. So that's how we do arm circles. For the next one, we have calf raises. So as you can see the side of me, we want to come up on our tippy toes, come down. Come up on our tippy toes, come down. We always want to make sure that we're doing it for a second or two to hold it, to make sure we're really getting that stretch, just like that. Next one we have is ankle rolls. You maybe hold on something to the side so you can balance. Put your foot out in front of you. Roll that ankle to make sure it's all getting stretched. You can roll it the other way as well. Gonna do it with both feet. Get that thing nice and stretched out. There we go. For the next one, we have toe touches. We're gonna stand straight. Here we go. Come down, touch our toes. 1, 2, 3, maybe up. As many seconds until it hurts to go down there. Touch your toes, just like that. Just a simple toe touch. After that, we have knee hops. So we have knee hops, which are here, knee. You're down here with your knees like you're in a squat position, and you're gonna hop, 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 hop. And that'll be it for the warm-up. Oh, close that. Can I come back? Welcome back, guys. Here I am again, as always, Mr. Crew. All right, so you guys see, complete each exercise below for 20 seconds each. We're gonna ask you guys to do that rounded twice. We want you to do 2 rounds of that, so we can make sure that we're at maximum. Like, make sure our body's warm, make sure everything's all done right. We want to make sure we're doing things correctly. Remember that. We're always making sure things are done correctly, because if things aren't done correctly, then we're going to get hurt, and or it'll be a waste of time doing it, because then it will not work for when we want to do our main activity. Next thing we got, okay, so we got dynamic stretching. So as I said in the beginning of class, we're going to break down the difference between dynamic and static stretching, and why dynamic stretching is good to do at one time and why static stretching is good to do at another time. So as the slide says, dynamic stretches are controlled movements that prepare your muscles, ligaments, and other soft tissues for performance and safety. Dynamic stretches should be used as a part of your warm-up routine before any athletic event, whether competitive or not. So whether you run, whether you're playing in a football game, whether you're weightlifting in the gym, whether you're playing basketball, baseball, whatever you're doing, just going for a walk, we should always stretch before, because if we don't stretch, then we could get hurt. So as you can see, they said the dynamic stretching is used for before events and before you do things, because that is what dynamic stretching is doing. You're dynamically opening up yourself so that you can do better when you do the dynamic movements that you're going to end up doing in the physical activity that you'll be doing. So we're going to move on to the next slide. You guys can see there's a picture of a couple of dynamic stretches here. That's like a walk with straight legs, lunge with a twist, open walks, and then we have side leg walks, and we have arm circles while you're walking. Next, we have practice activity, explain the demo, use cues and gifts. Please insert timer. So there's no insert practice timer. Sorry, it just didn't come up. Not really sure why, but I'm going to go to this, and this video is going to break down for you guys dynamic stretches and how you do each dynamic stretch. that we have you guys listed for. They will be not very hard, but they will be very effective. So make sure you guys use these stretches when you guys are going to participate in any physical activity or things like that. Or maybe you guys tell a coach or tell someone, maybe we should start doing a couple more of these stretches so that we can get the maximum amount of readiness before we participate in whatever physical activity we're going to. So as always, when this video starts, I'm going to pause myself and close out my video so you guys can just focus on this. Mr. Carew back again for dynamic stretching. Again, dynamic stretching and static stretching are different. Or if you see this video first, we're going to talk about dynamic stretching today. Dynamic stretching is different from static stretching. So it's just some things we want to run off about dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is a controlled movement that prepares your muscles, ligaments, and other soft tissue for performance and safety. So that means we're going to do things like side shuffle, karaoke, lunge with twist, things like that. We're not going to do things like butterfly stretch or one leg inside the other, making like a 4 shape so that you can stretch one leg or the other. We're going to be moving and doing stretches that are going to open up our bodies for doing physical activity and playing sports and things like that. So some other things we just wanted to add about dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretch should be used as a warm-up before doing movements, not after doing a movement, like static stretching. Static stretching is for afterwards. Dynamic stretching is for before the performance so that you can better prepare your body to be ready for the 100% performance movements you're going to do. All right, so for the first one we're going to do is I'm just going to be doing little bits of this to explain to you guys how to do each of the exercises we're asking you to do. I'm not going to do them for the entire time, but I'll break down in the big video when we're going over the PowerPoint of how long to do everything. So here we go. The first one we're going to do is we're going to do side shuffle. So I'm starting here and I'm going to shuffle left. So I'm doing side shuffle. I want to do this with my arms, side shuffle, side shuffle. We're going to go back, side shuffle, side shuffle. So here we go. The next one we have karaoke. So our karaoke is going to be just like this. We got one foot in front, here, then behind. Here, front, here, behind. To go backwards, we do the same thing. So we go here, behind, step, front, behind, boom, boom, boom. Just like that. The next one we have is, let's see, back pedal jog. So we're going to be broken down just like we're going to run forward, just like this. We're broken down in athletic position. But we're going to go backwards, jogging, 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 jogging. Then we're going to go backwards again. Jogging, 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 jogging. Next one we have is walking knee to chest. So we're going to take nice big steps. One step, pull our knee up to our chest. One step, pull our knee up to our chest. One step, pull our knee up to our chest. One step, pull our knee up to our chest. Next one we have after that, if you guys can't see it, I'm going to do it really close right here. This is knee again. Boom, pull it to our chest and hold it for a second. Next, we're going to have lunge with a twist. So lunge walk with a twist is just like this. Step out like we're lunging, twist. Just like that. Step out or walk, boom, twist. Again, lunge. All the way back, same thing. Boom. Just like that. Next we have is a straight leg walk. So we're going to have here, we're going to walk straight legged. Making sure our feet are pointing up when we walk so our legs can stay completely straight. Stretching out our Achilles and everything. The next one we have is heel to rear jog. So we're going to be coming, we're going to be putting our heels on our rear. Sorry about my dog. Here we go. Heel to rear, just like that. So that's the last one we have for dynamic stretching. Again, we want to make sure that we break down dynamic stretching is different from static stretching. Dynamic stretching is a warm-up. It's before a performance. Static stretching is a cool-down period afterwards that you would do after a run, after a game, and things like that, so that your body can recover faster and things like that. But dynamic stretching is getting your body ready for the performance. We want to make sure we're doing these exercises before we do anything else so that we can make sure that our performance is at the best we can go. Thanks for watching the dynamic stretching video. So again, we're right back in it. Oh, what's going on? make this smaller. Thank you. All right, so that was dynamic stretching. Again, just want to hit on a couple things real quick to make sure you guys get the overall concept of dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is movements that you're going to do before you perform any physical activity. So like we did in that, we had side shuffle, karaoke, lunge with a twist, knee to chest. We had all types of things like that. So we want to make sure that we're doing quality movements with quality technique for quality amounts of time, so that make sure that we're quality performance when we go out and perform whatever we're going to do. Now that could be anything. That could be any sport. It could be dance. It could be swimming. It could be anything. Anything you do that's physically active, you need to make sure you take a little bit of time, if it's 5-10 minutes, to make sure you stretch, and you want to make sure you're doing dynamic stretches, not static stretches. Activity number 2, now it's time to move or walk or run, whatever you want to do, for about 8 minutes. This is always good to do after stretching and stuff like that, because it will get your legs right, and then this will also lead us into our next activity. So I'm going to let this play for 8 minutes because I'm assuming that some of you are following along with this video. So I'm going to cancel out my screen, and then I'm going to walk around my bedroom for 8 minutes, or around my house for 8 minutes with the laptop. So you guys are more than welcome to do that. If you guys are outside, you guys could jog around for about 8 minutes. If you want to pause it and go for a run for 8 minutes and then come back and unpause it, that's perfectly fine. But for this video, if you guys are going to watch the video and then go perform, you can skip through these 8 minutes if you want and then do it later. But it's all up to you. If you are taking the time to do it right now as you're watching this, I very much appreciate it. We very much appreciate it as PE teachers. And we hope you guys do this nice 8-minute walk, run, however pace you guys can go. So as always, when the video starts, I'm going to end my video, and then once it ends, I'm going to bring it back up. We're about halfway there, guys. We're almost to 4 minutes. So I just want to take the time to real quick, just take a second and just break down again the difference between dynamic and static stretching. I know we haven't gone over static stretching yet, and that's next, but just a big thing I want to take away from dynamic stretching is it's used as a tool of stretching to do before a performance. So we want to make sure that we know the difference that static stretching is for afterwards and dynamic stretching is before a performance. So we just want to make sure that we're doing everything correctly when we are doing the stretches. If we're not doing stretches correctly, then they're not going to work. So we want to make sure that we're always doing that. Again, if you're running right now, I really appreciate it. You don't have to stop to listen to me. You can just keep it moving. You can keep running and just listen to my voice. You're doing a great job. If you skip through this, you obviously didn't see it. It's another breakdown in dynamic stretching, but I just want to take one more minute just to break down the difference between dynamic and static and say that dynamic stretching is before the performance. We want to make sure we're doing that before we do anything, before we do walking, before we lift weights, before we play a sport, before we run, before we go for a bicycle ride, before we go for a scooter ride, before we go for a green machine ride, anything you can think of. We want to make sure that we do some type of stretch, and we want to make sure it's a dynamic stretch, not a static stretch. Because if we do a static stretch, it can hurt us or it can do absolutely nothing for us. And what's the point of doing something if it's not going to do anything for us for the performance that we're going to do? So we just want to make sure we're using dynamic stretches and make sure we're using nice quality movements and doing them for a quality amount of time before we do anything physically active. Again, about 2 more minutes left, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So I'm going to black my screen out, let you guys get back at it. Only got a few more slides left after this. So we got about 20 seconds left, guys. Sorry about my dog. He pushed in here in the middle of the video and I can't really do anything about it. So just to end it up, dynamic stretching again is done before we do any performance-based activities or anything like that. So we want to make sure that we're doing the right exercises before we work out. Oh, sorry about that. Want to make sure we're doing exercises that are going to help our quality performance after we do stretches. So we want to make sure we're doing dynamic stretches, not static stretches. Next one. We got static stretches. Static stretches are those in which you stand, sit, or lie still and hold a single position for a period of time up to 45 seconds. So that could be 25 seconds, 30 seconds, 32 seconds, 35 seconds, 40 seconds, 45 seconds, 42 seconds. Doesn't matter. As long as it's not any more than 45 seconds, we don't want to overstretch our muscles. Again, big thing about static stretching, it's done after we work out, after we do a performance, after we play a sport, after we do anything like that, then we want to do a static stretch. The reason we want to do a static stretch afterwards is going to help with our recovery time. It's going to help with swelling and things in like different bones and muscles and things like that. It's going to help our ligaments. It's going to help our bones. It's going to help our muscles. It's going to help our joints. It's going to help everything. So we always need to make sure people sometimes neglect that you should stretch and things after you work out. It's very vital to the recovery time. It's very vital to your body having enough energy the next day or whenever you work out next, and for your body to feel better than it does. So we always want to make sure we stretch afterwards. We have a couple stretches on the slide. Lunge with our arms straight out, lunge to the side, squat, one leg pickup, knee to chest laying down, wide part to the toes, straight down toes, sitting down toes. Sorry, I know I have weird names for those, but that's just what I've always called them. So we're going to go to the video. I'll probably call them something different in the video. So just be ready. As always, I'm going to turn my screen off and you guys can just listen to the video. If we can get this off. Here we go. Hello guys, how you doing? Mr. Crew again. So the purpose of this video is we're going to talk about static stretching. But before we start that, I just want to say, as you can see, I'm outside enjoying the weather on my back deck. My dogs are running around in the yard and things like that. So you can take advantage of any outdoor area you can get to on a nice day. That's incredible. We really want to make sure we're getting our 60 minutes at least a day, as everyone says that we should do with the E60 program and everything like that. So today, as I said in this video, we're going to talk about static stretching. I'm sure we'll talk about it in the overall video of the PowerPoint and everything that you guys are going to be watching as this video plays. So I want to just say, I just want to explain static stretching to you guys. So static stretching is different from dynamic stretching. So static stretching is something that's done in one position, like one place. You're not like moving and doing things like that. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be standing in one position and not moving really. You do it for a certain amount of time. So that could be like 45 seconds or up to 45 seconds. You probably don't want to do it too much longer than that because it could start to hurt, or you could overstretch your muscle and that could impact you in a way. Another thing, couple things that static stretching focuses on, it improves your flexibility and your range of motion. If you're a young athlete or if you're an older athlete, flexibility and range of motion is a huge thing in every sport. If we're not flexible, if we don't have great range of motion, then we're not going to be great athletes in our sport. But it's also just good for us overall as people to be flexible, to have good range of motion so that we're healthy people. We can make sure we can do our arms back and things like that. The last thing I want to say about that is it can also help with muscle recovery. So if you are an athlete or if you do work out or do things like that, or just every day at work, it helps with recovery, so it can help with your knees, it can help with your arms and your elbows, your neck and everything. So these stretches can lead to that. It will lead to less pain and overall healthy body, which is our goal. So for the first one, we're going to stand up. We're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. So we're right here. We're going to bring our right arm up, put it to the back, put it to our middle of our back. We're going to bring our left arm up and we're going to pull. As you can see, I'm pulling as much as I can. I'm going to hold it for a few seconds and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other arm. Make sure we're pulling to the side. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. All right, so that's the first one we're going to do. The second one we're going to do is we're going to do a seated butterfly. So we're going to sit down just like everybody knows. We're going to put our feet together, have the bottoms of our feet touching, pull it in as much as we can, and then we're going to flap our wings a little bit like a bird, just like a butterfly. Boom. Like a butterfly, like a bird. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee, as Muhammad Ali would say. So we're doing this. We're taking deep breaths, so we're in through our nose, out through our mouth. Still just getting that deep stretch in, holding our feet with our hands. All right, so that's how we do the seated butterfly. Next, we're going to do head to knee forward bend. So we're going to sit on a floor mat or yoga mat. So I actually have a beach towel that I use as my yoga mat to sit on my back porch as I do these exercises. We're going to extend our left leg out in front of us, and then we're going to place the sole of your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. So just like this. As you guys can see me, I'll do a side angle. You guys can see I have my left foot out. This is my left leg. This is my left thigh. So I bring my right leg in and bend it. Put this to there. We're going to exhale. Bend our spine and hips. We're going to do all this. Make sure we're breathing. Make sure we're reaching out to our left foot with one hand, and we're having our other hand on that same knee. Make sure we're getting that stretch. We want to stretch our backs, our necks, our legs, our feet, our toes, everything. Then we're going to switch. And you can go the other way. Boom. As you guys know, it's the same thing the other way. I am not doing these stretches for as long as we ask you to in the PowerPoint and the activities. I'm just giving you guys a little overview of how it looks and everything. So the next one we want to do is the quadricep stretch. Okay, so here we go. We're going to stand tall. Hold or lean on an object for your balance. We're going to grasp the inside of our ankle. We're going to grasp the inside of our ankle or the top of our foot as we go like this. Boom. Pull this as close as possible. Lean on something. Boom, as you can see me there. The next one we're going to have this. Same one, leaning on something. Pull it in as close as possible. Keep our balance. Just like that. So those are it for our static stretches. The other video will be for dynamic stretching, but we'll talk about that in the other video. So just remember, there's a difference between dynamic and static stretching. Static stretching is in one place. So we're stretching one part of our body in one place. We're not moving around like dynamic stretching. All right, guys, appreciate you guys watching that video as always. So again, one last time, I'm just going to talk about it. Dynamic stretching and static stretching being the more vocal point right now. Static stretching, again, is something that you're going to do when you stand still, if you sit or you lie down. We're not going to be moving like karaoke and side shuffle and things like that. We're going to simply be doing things like lunges and hold your ankle pull and things like that. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that there's a difference between static and dynamic. Again, static is used after we work out, after we perform an exercise. Dynamic is used before. Static after, dynamic before. You can try to remember it as D comes first in the alphabet, so that's before. S comes later in the alphabet, so that's after. That's how I remember it. Next thing we have, today we have a health activity. So we're going to do a mindful day. Activities, you're going to do yoga and breathing, imagination station with visuals and drawings, take a closer look. So we're going to have a little video for you guys to watch. Again, I'm going to turn my video off when this video turns on.
Welcome to the Cosmic Kids Zen Den, your place to help you learn how your mind works and what you can do to keep yourself feeling happy and healthy. This is Jack. Jack is going to help us today by doing the Zen Den with us. First, let's get comfy. Sitting here, cross-legged on the floor, long, tall backs, and shoulders relaxed. Or, if you prefer, sit on a chair. If you are sitting on a chair, sit tall, both feet on the floor, back nice and long, and shoulders relaxed. Get your position sorted. And when you're ready, take some nice deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. After a few breaths, you should start to feel nice and calm and relaxed. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you and your mind is a big lovely pond. In that pond are lots of different kinds of fish. These are your feelings, all swimming around together. There's a happy fish, a sad fish, a sleepy fish, an excited fish, an angry fish, a worried fish, a playful fish, a calm fish, a kind fish, a selfish fish. So many fish, so many feelings, all swimming around the pond. Your job here is just to be the pond. Be the pond. It's wonderful being the pond because you can just watch all your different feelings just swimming by. All of them are okay. Every feeling is welcome. You be the pond and let the fish be the fish. No need to do anything with those feelings except watch them swimming around. See if you can be the pond now and just watch, seeing what kind of feelings you're feeling. They just swim past, and you can just watch them. Remember, be the pond. Just be the pond. And if we follow this special Zenden exercise, we are usually okay, just watching all the fish swim around. Except sometimes we might feel like it's hard to let them just swim by. We might stop being the pond and find we've become one of the fish, like the angry fish. And when that happens, we might find ourselves saying or doing something that hurts other people. But we're not the angry fish. We're the pond. Be the pond. Slowly we start to come back to the here and now. Isn't it interesting how many different kinds of fish we all have swimming around in our pond? So we practice just being the pond. And when you feel like one of your fish has taken over, just say to yourself, be the pond. This will help you come back to having all your feelings just swimming around happily together. Thanks, Jack, for your help today.
All right, everyone. So that was a little health lesson. So we just want to make sure we're always in a good mood. We're always smiling. I know it's a tough time right now. There's a lot going on and things like that. But remember to be the happy fish because, if you're a mad fish or a sad fish, that could portray onto other people and bring them down. And we always want to make sure that we're a positive influence to everyone. Even if we're having a rough day, we can always put a smile on our face. We can always tell somebody to have a good day. We can always tell someone something about them that you may just want to tell them so that they can have a better day. So, just make sure you're very conscious of your surroundings and you'll overall just be a better person, be in a better mood. Oh, not watching that again. So here we go. Review the lesson. So today we're actually going to ask you guys a little something different from Flipgrid. We're going to ask you guys to click on this form. I'll do it right now. So click on this form. The form will pop up. So we actually have a little quiz for you guys that we'd like you to submit. So type your answer. What type of stretch is typically done before workout/sporting event? As we've been talking about that earlier, you guys should know that. Remember my little trick. Stretching keeps the muscle what? Flexible, strong, healthy, all the above. So make sure we read that carefully and answer. When doing a static stretch, are you moving or standing still? make sure we answer that. We hit submit and we submit it so that we can see everyone's answers, and we can make sure that you guys just got the overall gist of the lesson and that you guys are understanding the difference between static and dynamic stretching. So once you're done that, please submit it. We'll look over those. We appreciate it as always. For next class, you guys are not going to need much. We're going to do right around the same thing type of stuff. If we do change our lesson plan, we will shoot you guys emails always, or it'll be something that you can pause the video for 30 seconds and go find and use. So again, if this is more of information for you guys and your parents, if you guys have any information about the homeschool PE program at Salisbury University, you can go to that website, just click there, and you can go to that, email Dr. Barry. He is a wonderful professor, wonderful man. He's very respectful. He always is very courteous with his time, and he always is very open to helping in any way he can or servicing somebody in any way he can. We again, just to end the video, we want to make sure that we thank you guys very much for taking the time to watch our videos, view them, and record them afterwards. We appreciate that a lot, and we hope you guys enjoy our videos.